Well, it finally happened. Through all my years of navigating the nuances of trolls and trickery and what have you on the internets, I fell for a scam. Of course, it was something entirely new to me. It was a scam on, of all things, Etsy. Because I know I could have just done my own website, but since I'm just starting out, have been starting out to do my own thing, uh, Etsy just made sense just to have, just for self promotion, to just have my stuff in a place where people are already at while I work on other things. Then I'd already have photos and everything ready to go for my own website. But anyway, and I know that sometimes new shops on Etsy can sometimes get flagged for being suspicious or what have you. And it was just one of those things. Between all of the administrative stuff that I was really trying to crack down on and get in place, some family things happening at the exact same time, I wasn't really in the mental space to catch a very blatant scam. And it's a thing that I usually am very on top of. So I feel stupid. I feel outraged. And well, I most definitely could not afford the damage, and I am doing what things I can to take actions against the perpetrator. And I could be fuming, or I could take a more existential stance on the whole matter, and maybe it's just a stepping stone or a hurdle on the way to a breakthrough I am about to have. Because sometimes when you make drastic changes, and especially when you start getting ball rolling into what you are seeking to create of your life, to manifest, for those of you who are into that more willful shaping of your reality. Yeah, I am taking some inspiration from one of my friends who pointed out that a lot of things really are just very varying levels of inconvenience. And I could be way more inconvenienced than I am currently, and there will be more inconveniences to come, but I'm really doing the only thing that you can at a moment like this is, well, stay the course. Don't stew on it, because what's done is done, and what will be will be. So I'm going to keep making art. I'm going to keep populating my shop with said art items and other things as I get those created. And one of those weird things, I mean, I am angry, I am fuming, I am just very low key, just like running through my brain is a very warm fuse that I don't want to go off, because that's not going to do anything. But I can feel it. I can feel it. But, with ne'er-do-wells out there that, really the only thing when you fall through your own folly or whatever, when you fall for something like that, the part of the greatest justice, revenge that you can have is to just stay your course, keep plugging away at whatever dream it is you're working on, and succeed. And have the last laugh, because you're not the one out there who's taking advantage of people. and Lane going through all the efforts to be as deceitful and shady as possible. No, rather, you ran into the hiccup and you just kept plugging along. You didn't let it take more from you than what it already did. And when you succeed, it was just a little inconvenience that months, years down the road, like you will never even think about. You'll remember it sucked, and then you can look back at just how much you grew and attained beyond that singular moment of loss. And find the power to forgive. I mean, not a, a good for nothing wretch such as that. Forgive yourself for just having a moment where you just fell for it. Because beating yourself up isn't going to help you. And, yeah, and I really wanted to just really fume and fuss but it wouldn't do any good. And I remembered a video that I had seen on the YouTube, and it was about breakthroughs and when you get to points in your life when your reality is potentially about to change. Sometimes because you have been putting forth the effort to shape and craft the dream it is you want. And this is where I dip into the magic-y and manifesting stuff that I am into as part of my presence in the world. That sometime before a breakthrough, sometimes there's chaos and turmoil, because sometimes that's just a part of change, and sometimes in all of that turmoil you are learning and developing in the ways you need to be for the levels that are going to come next. And that's sometimes, the things can seem too much. And sometimes the worse or more inconvenient the things, the bigger the breakthrough is going to be. So I can't do anything but hope for the best and feel this feeling in my heart, in my head, and when I talk about it, I'm starting to get more excited. I mean, yeah, and it could just be just the determination, just setting your... actually, that is exactly it. Shifting your entire attitude and energy that this isn't going to pull you down, that what you are on the cusp of is going to be so grand, it's not even going to matter. And then you start feeling good about that. And when you start feeling good about those little things and excited, and your brain and everything just start saying, like, yes, this is the way it's supposed to be, you are seeing the lesson in the inconvenience, in this challenge, in this small moment where something unfortunate happened. And that's how you have to tackle some problems, people. And yeah, it can be horrible, it can be dreadful, and it can be one of the last things you could ever possibly have happen, especially when you've already undertaken efforts to drastically change your life. And I could kick myself for not being further along than I am for this to happen. Because, I quit the day job, I walked out of the factory world to become an artist. And, when you start out as a dream, living a dream, making it happen, it's never fancy. I'm in just one of those parts of it never being fancy. And also the time that I took, I wasn't yet in the space that I needed to be to get like really get myself going, put myself out there, start doing the videos, which I'm very uncomfortable with. And so I'm dealing, with my own personal growth and everything on top of this. But this incident, this mishap, is a little something that I needed to give me the motivation to get in front of the camera and just start talking to people. People who may have been through similar things, or at least frustrations and situations on the same level of ugh. So yeah, that's how I'm treating it. And this is all part of it. Those of you watching this video who may be taking a little something from this, you have now become a part of my dream and my goal. And if I've helped you make you feel better about a situation that you're dealing with, or perhaps how to start looking at challenges you may come across in the future differently, then I have helped you back. It's a grand thing. So yeah, so I'm going to take this all in stride, as it's all that I can do. I'm going to keep plugging away at art and videos and shaping my reality for what I want, and be a success. And also, I'm going to finish enjoying my hot chocolate here. I'm going to make some more art. I'm going to work on my items in my store. Link will be in the descriptions. Just depending on the point in time that you watch this, there might not be that much there yet. Also, I am available for commissions. So I'm going to do all of that, and then I'm going to work on other store content of the magical variety, because I am an artist, I'm an occultist, and a geek, and have been my entire life. So, I'm going to keep plugging away. I'm going to go make some magic-y crafts and stuff and figure out how to make good, informative videos and Patreon content for people who don't want to buy the offerings individually. So yeah, I'm going to turn it all around. And I will see you all hopefully very well and happy and living your best life, or at the point where you're deciding that you're just going to do it, because the right time never comes and it's never convenient. So if you got a dream, do it now, and I will see you, or rather I will point my eyes at the camera to convey that I am seeing you in the next one.